Oh, hey up again, guys. Welcome back to another edition of Sharp Solutions, carpet and upholstery cleaning, supply, install and repair. Right then, guys, today's edition is going to be slightly different. It's been an extremely busy day today, and for January, that's it's not always the case. And I woke up this morning, or did I go to bed last night, one of the two, looking at the workload for today and thinking it's January, it's quite a busy day for January, and looked at the January month and the February, in fact, and to be booked up with busy days, not crazily busy. We're not saying it's December, November, no. But January and February are renowned for most businesses to be quiet times. And that is because if you're domestic, you will feel it more. If you're commercial, you will feel it less, okay? So I'm trying to get over as much useful information to you as possible. 23 years ago, setting out, I didn't want to be a contractor. I wanted my own stores, carpet shops. That's how it started out. I was going down the road of learning all the trade so I could be an installer and a retailer, with the kind of, at the back of my mind, I wanted a small store to start off with, and then I wanted to start growing that and everything else. Now, it doesn't really matter if you're in the domestic market. You're dealing with people like yourself, and you're in homes. So the reason January and February are quiet is because we've just got over Christmas. And a lot of people put a lot of money on credit cards, take out loans, spend that money that wasn't really there, and have the best Christmas they possibly can. And then when January comes, it obviously sets in, and they know that they have to pull their belts in, so to speak, and get the payments down. So the last thing they're thinking about is the luxury things, like, let's say, buying new carpets or carpet and upholstery cleaning. That's why you'll see big companies on the TV advertising mega sale, mega January sale and all this. And it's purely to drum up business, to make that month of January busier. If you're in the commercial sector, it shouldn't really affect you that much, because the commercial sector, from experience of install, it kinda is like that all year round, unless you've pushed it to be like that, okay? So domestics will go up and down. In the summertime, sometimes it goes high and then it goes low, depending on what it is you do. Christmas time, kind of November, October, November, December are 3 really good months. That's a really good quarter. But then, unfortunately, January and February are renowned to be slower months. So it's really going out to kind of newbies in the industry. Let's say you've got a year or 2 years under your belt and you're doing all the right things, but that phone just isn't ringing, emails aren't coming on, you're struggling to get leads, and you're thinking, is it the business? Have I picked the wrong business to go into? I've got to put your mind at ease. That's a no, okay? Any business you go into is going to have its pits and falls, okay? Now, it's up to you just to make sure that you're doing everything correct. So, a smart appearance, if you're going knocking on commercial doors or handing out flyers or literally being in the public eye, it's about having a smart dress code. So, try and get something with your logo on. Customer service skills are very important. Knowing how to talk to someone, pleases and thank yous, and listening. That's one of the biggest things someone's ever learned me, and that wasn't until believe this or not, I was into my 30s, and I'm a talker, you might all know. And someone literally said, you know, the biggest thing that I've learned in business is to listen. And I think it's the way this man said it to me that really stuck. You know, he said, when you're getting clients, listen. Don't try and interrupt them. Listen to what they have to say. Let them put everything out on the table so you can then have an arsenal to give it them back. So you can say, boom, 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 boom. You know, I can do this, this, and this for you. Listening is the biggest thing. One of the biggest things in business that I've ever learned. And that it seems such a, you know, a flimsy kind of thing to say, but it really is. Good listeners go far. So don't worry too much if you're doing all the right steps, but it's just not happening at the moment. You have to do what you have to do to succeed in business. And you knew before you got into it that it was going to be hard. You had the thought that it wasn't going to be easy, because if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. You know, people wouldn't be going to university to train to become lawyers and doctors and what have you. They would be literally just setting up business and doing it themselves. But the truth is, business isn't easy. It takes many years for it to start to grow and take off. And you've got to be at the height of your game all the way through those years with the best personality you can possibly give, so that people want to come and shop with you, whether it's buying your product or using your service. That's what I found over the years. I remember my first 5 years of total self-employment, building a business, not contracting out as like a flooring installer, because once I was trained, I had a few years of contracting which I hated with a passion, because it was no different than being employed. You just got the real hard bit of the game because you were self-employed, so you didn't kind of have the ropes to fall back on as such. You know, you was your own boss, but you was probably getting paid the same as an employee would get paid, or even less in some cases. So I knew right away that having my own business and being in control of my own destiny was where I needed to go. So selling carpets, I needed it to be my business. And I started out with a very small independent shop that I originally wanted to grow and get more of. But as the business started to unfold, I actually found that a service retail business, so halfway down the middle, was fantastic for me, because I was one of these people that I have to be busy generating business and not waiting for business to step through the door. So very early on, I realized that that wasn't for me, sitting down in a shop and twiddling my thumbs waiting for customers. I needed to be out there generating the work. Or if I'm not out there generating the work, I'm using that time as my time. So I felt that that's where I needed to grow my business, and I did. But I would say 5 years was a struggle. I worked part-time jobs, 2 in fact. I would clean petrol station pumps in the morning, 6 till 8, and then go into the business and probably work in the business till 4 or 5 o'clock. And then at 6 o'clock, I would go and deliver food for a takeaway service. I needed to do it because I had a young family, mortgage, bills to pay, but my dreams were my dreams, you know, and I needed to make sure that I could pay my way. So that's what I did. I got part-time jobs, put my pride aside and knew that I needed that money, and it helped me out no end. And you meet some great people as well. And then as the business started to progress and take off and get busier and busier and busier, and I started getting that repeat custom, Obviously, those little part-time jobs I could let go. You know, even if those 2 part-time jobs was, let's say, paying the mortgage, that was stress off my mind. You have to sometimes put your pride aside when you're building a business, because unfortunately they do take 3 to 5 years to stand on their own 2 feet. Anything under that sort of time really is, yes, you could have, let's say for instance, this is a big one. The last couple of years with the coronavirus, I've been very busy in business, and businesses that are set up in that time have been very busy, especially in this sector, cleaning, because of that cleanliness, the envelope viruses, COVID itself, getting everything prepared, people off. So more heavy soiling going on in the homes. So if you set a business up in 2019, you know, you've had a couple of good years thinking this business malarkey is very easy. We're just tapering off now. I think what's going to happen is we're going to start to revert back to some sort of normality, and things for new businesses will be as they've been for many businesses over the years, where it's a slower kind of progression, and you do have to be aggressive with yourself and give yourself a good talking to on a daily basis about how you're going to take your business to that next level. Whether it's if you want, let's say, a service business where you've got multiple vans and cleaners, you know, or let's say you want to be a one-man band, high-end kind of thing, but you treasure your time with your family, or doing the things that you want to do, go to the gym, maybe a bit of golf, that kind of thing. Maybe it's later on in life where, you know, you only want to be working a few hours a day. Whatever it is, you've still got to put the work into the business if you're a newbie to this industry. So use this time, January, to get your marketing pieces together, your advertising together, you know, restock on your new uniforms, ready for the new year. Look at all the things that you've not done because you would have probably been busy over the last 2 years. Van, sign written. You've got to shell out money to make a business work. You can't just sit back and think it's going to come to you because you've got an advert with Checkatrade or you've got a website. You know, it doesn't work like that. The biggest form of growth in businesses is repeat custom. So you've got to build that customer base. To do that, that's what businesses are all about. That is where the steps I went over earlier, presentation, attitude, courtesy, customer service skills, them kind of things need to be at the top of their game. And at times, while you're building that new business and you're doing all these things, and you're actually thinking, well, especially if you've got a skill, I could be earning X amount of money doing this without having to do all this. You have to take yourself back to the beginning and why you wanted to open your own business. Normally it's because you want to be in control of your own destiny. You want to pay your own wages, you want to answer to yourself, and you want to be an entrepreneur. You want to have that thing where people look up to you, let's say, or maybe say, you know, you've done well. There's many reasons why people originally want to go self-employed and start their own businesses. But when the going gets tough, it's very easy to forget that yes, there's going to be tough times. So reality check is good for everybody. What I would say, and need you all to know, if you are new to the business, is January and February are slower months, even if you're an established business. I've been stupidly busy today. Now, it's not like it really for January. I'm not stupidly busy every day in January. But yeah, today has been a really hectic day. And looking at the workload last night, I actually thought, I remember the time where if I was that busy in January, what I would have gave, so it made me think about all the people that are just getting into the industry, not been in it too long, and might be struggling at this moment. And I just wanted to make a quick video and say, stick with it, because it will pay off in the end, however you want it to pay off, because health isn't always wealth. Sometimes it's literally health, feeling good, being in control of where you are going to be and what you're going to be doing, being able to prioritize it around your schedule. And these are a lot of the reasons that people go into business as well. I think younger people want to earn a lot of money, and they know that they've got to step into their own business to do that, whatever it be, and you've got to be driven. Then you've got people that get into their own businesses when they've had kids and the kids have grown up, and they only want to work a few hours a day, whatever it be. Okay, it's never going to be easy, because if it was easy, no one would work for other companies and everyone would have their own business doing what it is they're doing. So it just goes to show you how hard it is to even have the smallest little business. But the rewards when your business is ticking over is worth more than anything. And I would say to those people that are now thinking, whoops, did I make a whoopsie? I know that someone can get me a job now where I could take home 25, 30 grand a year. Remember the big picture. Was it about the money? And if so, you could be earning a lot more than that in time. Was it about, but you didn't want to go back and work for someone because you was doing mad hours? You wanted more time with your family. Rein in, try and get your outgoings lower in your personal life, not in the business, because you need to speculate to accumulate. You need to spend to earn in business. So put your business aside, but in your personal finances, maybe you could do better. Maybe you could pull your belt in areas to get the outgoings, the mortgage, the utility bills, that kind of thing down. Start having, and this is very hard and you might not agree or want to agree with it, but start having lower budget holidays, or if any holidays. If you've got kids, try and work it where for those 3 to 5 years you could do things with them and take them out on trips and stuff, but just try and rein it in, because expenditure for the business is where you need it to be. Anyway, I hope that has helped you somewhat. I've done a couple of short little videos on one fine fabric upholstery job today that I'll just tag on to the end of this video. It was in a sorry state. It was HWE. It caused for HWE.